absent with regret. Declarations of conflict of interest, anybody?
Councillor Barry expressed to me last night, Your Worship, that he may not be at the meeting
Okay.
this morning,
So he's excused. Yep, so that's excused. Good. Okay, yeah, exactly, right? Okay, so, and additions or deletions. So I just have one addition and I put it on your desk, but I may have emailed you the letter already. It's the share the road piece. And then we just have one in camera item, property related. Okay, so, thank you.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Okay, so this gentleman called. I think we're all aware of the Share the Road initiatives that are going on in the province. And they are just asking for a letter of support basically to say that we would be interested. No guarantees. It says right there the pilots have to be, everybody in the pilots have to be licensed, insured, registered, speed limit, all those pieces. So basically they're just looking for a letter to say that they could add our name, but with no guarantees. Go ahead.
Sometimes I know my English and sometimes my words, got a limited vocabulary, but does that read right? Should that be in the pilot program? I think the second paragraph, pilot program will result in a contiguous multi-use, or that should be a continuous? What's contiguous? Does that mean we're combative? Yeah, okay. Well, it might if we do. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll make the appropriate motion.
Okay.
And there's no guarantees, even from what we've talked to guys from the highways, that they were going to approve this anyways, right?
No guarantee at all.
Yeah, I'll second it for discussion.
Thank
Your
you.
Worship.
You're on.
I wasn't sure if I should go before or after Cliff.
It's all good.
How does it work in a court of law? First you convict or try to prosecute, and then you defend. I am hugely in favor of this, and I know that my colleague probably is not, and for safety reasons, which are valid, I admit. But I believe that this is a key component, let's get the English right, a key component of what should be our tourism plan. And the link of Water Street, moving Water Street as part of this trail system, I think is certainly worthwhile as far as a pilot project goes. If any safety issues come up, they would come up in the course of the pilot project. I see ATVs running up and down Water Street all the damn time now. And that's what I'm saying is it's happening whether we want it to or not. I think we should embrace this with arms wide open and address the problems as they come up on the pilot. But I believe that this is an important piece when it comes to growing our tourism. And all due respect to the ATV Association of Nova Scotia, who are encouraging people to, of course, do it the right way, with proper registration, with proper safety standards, that kind of thing. I'm hugely in favor of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hood?
I'm a member of the Police Advisory Committee, Your Worship. We had a presentation from the Chief of Police last year on this topic. We adopted and approved the recommendation of the Chief of Police. The Chief of Police assesses that this is not a viable concept for Water Street in Yarmouth. I agree with them, or I wouldn't continue to serve on the Police Advisory Committee. So I must express my opposition to it. I'll be voting not to consider it for those reasons.
Okay. Good. Anything else? Anybody?
So do we know how long the program goes for, or if we're one of the test towns?
I do not. I mean, we can find that out. And the other piece is,
The other piece, I just listened to Councillor Cleveland and Councillor Hood's concerns, is if we do this pilot project and 2 weeks into it, we find out that exactly what the staff sergeant says,
Then we're out.
can you pull the plug on it at any time?
yes, I would
Right?
suggest yes. What are you thinking? Can I see mine?
new government come in, they're going to pull the plug on marijuana legalization? I doubt it. Too much noise. Here's what I think. They cite Weymouth as an example. I think our Water Street's a little bit different than Weymouth. We have a ferry landing here, and we have traffic from the ferry to and from. It isn't just during the time of the ferry. And the other considerations that were put forth by the chief of police. So I'm not going to say any more. I'm just going to vote against the motion. That's all.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, Your Worship, I'm not familiar enough with the mechanics of how this occurs. If they permit this through a legislation change or regulation change, if it requires a local bylaw in any way, and what feedback or levers you would have as a council to affect an ongoing pilot once it's been approved. I don't know if you'd have any way to intervene. Let's say it was a one-year pilot. I don't know if you've had a way to intervene to adjust or to even end a pilot if it wasn't going well.
Okay, that's fair. So we can find it. We need to find that out too.
We'll find that out before the next council meeting. Okay, good.
Yeah, I think they're. I thought they were presenting this week, but yeah. So I mean, I hear everything everybody is saying. I think it might be a little bit like the marijuana piece, where we thought it would be a big deal. I guess I just don't see ATVs up and down the street every day like a bicycle. I think it's. We haven't
even got a bike lane.
Yeah, we don't. That's true. Okay, so any more discussion? And are we going to need a second motion to get?
What's the motion on the floor?
Yeah, we need to do this the right way. Go ahead.
So, Your Worship, I would suggest that if it matters to you in consideration of the first motion, if it matters to you the mechanics and what voice or levers you would have during the pilot, then you don't have the information before you today. Then you could defer or table. If you are interested in that, but it's not going to sway your decision, then vote on the motion. It's just we don't know the mechanics of how it works. We know the concept is that you would be allowing at 25 kilometers an hour, legally, properly registered, licensed, insured, off-road, off-highway vehicles on Water Street is what they're asking.
I'm just thinking out loud. I think I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with supporting the motion because between now and when they offer the pilot, we can have that information and then accept it or not accept it. Does that make sense? Okay. Anything else, anyone?
So we could pass the motion, if they accept us for the pilot project, and we could still decide whether, with the additional information, we can still make a decision that we do not want to participate.
We can't make. Yeah.
I mean, that, because
Yeah.
I will agree that a letter of support is binding, but certainly,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got you.
Go ahead.
I have no problem with this, well, as I've said before, but to me, what we're doing, there's no guarantees here whatsoever. This is a letter of support for a pilot project. We want to back out at some point. I suppose we can back out at some point.
Yeah, sorry. Are you good? Wait a
What's the difference?
Okay,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead. It's fine. Say what you will.
if the letter of support was accompanied by words to the effect of subject to the pilot meeting the regulatory requirements of the town and of the province. Bylaw requirements of the town and the regulatory requirements of the province under the Motor Vehicle Act.
I've had discussions with a couple of the ATVers, and I think they would be involved in this project. And so I'm.
Are you all right with that? Good? Okay? For the question. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Thanks, folks. Okay, so we're good to go on camera? Oh, sorry. CAO?
Just for the council, before you are asked to make a motion to go in camera, the item we're going to discuss is we have a purchase and sale agreement on a property that is due for either extension or cancellation. All the conditions have not been met, and so that's the question I'll be asking for direction in camera.
So I have another question. Are we in committee of the whole or council?
We're in council, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, good. So we just, so that letter can go out. All right. So motion to go in camera. Good. Thanks, folks.